I think we need to address the Las Vegas Raiders quickly because
do we though?
Yeah, we've made a lot of enemies on Twitter, and somehow our tweet.
Let me just say this: kudos to Raiders Twitter because they find people that they hate and they all band together and attack.
Big time. Raider Nation. I don't know how we ended up on Raider Nation Twitter, but they found us, and they do not like that.
Quickly,
very quickly. I don't know how they found us, but they don't like that I predicted 3 wins and you predicted 4. So. Let's just address this quickly because
I will say this: every fan, for the most part, will get pissed off at you if you don't have their team winning 12 games and going 12-5, and then they'll make the case, they added this, they added that, they're so much better than last. Like every team has turnover from the previous year, and to me, out of the 4 teams in the AFC West, they did the least amount to impress me. The fact that, and they're going to bring up the fact, they beat the Chiefs last year. That's great. Well, Patrick Mahomes isn't going to play the way that he did against Vegas in the first game like he did last year. So, again, to me, if you look at all the rosters in the AFC West, all of the elite talent that is on Kansas City, that is on Los Angeles, that is on Denver, I don't see a lot of elite talent on the Raiders. I can probably count on one hand how many there are. Darren Waller's a baller. Josh Jacobs is very good, but that offensive line is brand new. We're going to have to see how it works. That's 2, Kurt. I don't have more than 2 that are elite on the Raiders roster.
There's really not. There's a lot of good players. I mean, they brought in Yannick Ngakoue. They still have Cleveland Farrell. I mean, Brian Edwards is kind of a rising star. So is Henry Ruggs. But other than that, I mean, there's not much. And when you have to play in a division like that, where you're seeing the Chiefs twice, you're seeing the Chargers twice, you're seeing the Broncos twice, it's not promising. And especially,
the rest of their schedule isn't that easy either.
No, it's not. I can run through it quick here too. But like you said to a lot of people on Twitter, John Gruden is still the head coach, and that is you can take it one way, you can take it the other. I take it as not a good thing. I'm not a big believer in John Gruden and his ways, but who am I to say? But I'll run through their schedule quickly here. So they open up week 1 against Baltimore.
That's a loss.
Easy. That is a loss. They go to Pittsburgh week 2. That is a loss.
Now, I will say this, and I have said this to Raiders Twitter, the people that have commented it. The Steelers in the Ben Roethlisberger era struggle against the Raiders for whatever reason. I believe they're only 2-5 against the Raiders since Ben became the starter. For whatever reason, the Raiders have always given the Steelers fits since Ben took over. Would not be surprised if they win that game.
All right, fair. Week 3 versus Miami. We don't know what side of Miami we're going to get. That is a toss-up. But I will say, when I was making my season predictions, a lot of these toss-up games,
I gave to the other team.
I couldn't give it to the Raiders. I mean, what screams to me that the Raiders are going to come in during the clutch? A toss-up game like Miami. I trust Miami's defense a whole lot more than I trust the Raiders' defense. Toss-up games, like we said. Week 4, they travel to the Chargers. I would say that's a loss. Week 5 versus Chicago. Do we see Justin Fields then?
That's another one of those games that we just don't know. If it's Andy Dalton, I like their chances a lot more.
I do too. But if it's Justin Fields, I like the Bears defense enough to win that game, and I like Justin Fields enough to win that game.
Agreed.
Week 6 at Denver. I think that's a loss.
I like Denver.
Week 7 versus Philadelphia. They should win that game.
I would say yes. I do like them more than Philadelphia.
Yes. Okay. Week 8, they have a bye. Week 9, they travel to the New Jersey Giants.
New Jersey Giants. I like the Giants a lot this year, so I would say the Giants.
Week 10 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, wait, but they beat the Chiefs last year.
I don't think they're beating the Chiefs this year.
It's Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. He's not going to let you win 2 years in a row. Week 11 versus the Bengals. That's a winnable game. That's a very winnable game for a team like the Raiders.
Sure. I gave it to the Bengals. I think that the Bengals are really underrated and much more skilled on both sides of the ball.
I would have to go back and look who I gave the 3 wins to, but it might be against the Bengals. I'm not sure. Week 12 at Dallas. Dallas is going to score a lot of points this year.
I like Dallas that game.
Okay. Week 13 versus Washington. One of the best defenses in the league. Week 14 at Kansas City. They're going to Arrowhead.
I like Kansas City late in the season at home.
Week 15, they're traveling to Cleveland.
I like Cleveland. Now, the game last year against Cleveland, it was in a windstorm. It was north of 20-mile-an-hour winds, crazy field conditions. I do believe the Browns – did the Browns win that game?
They did, yes.
So it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? Normal conditions for an NFL game.
Fair. Okay. Week 16, Denver. I don't know. I just really like Denver this year. Best defense in the league.
Now, granted, these are divisional games, so it wouldn't shock me if they, beat Denver once, maybe give the Chargers fits. I don't think they're going to beat the Chiefs.
Okay. Week 17 at Indianapolis. Late season game. Indy's going to be
probably going to be a must-win for the Colts.
Yes, I think so. So I think Colts win that, and then they finish the season versus the Chargers.
There's not a lot of winnable games.
There's not. There's maybe. Let's see. What did we say? We said Miami's maybe.
Cincinnati
Chicago
maybe
Philadelphia,
Los Angeles once,
Cincinnati. So
like four or five winnable ones in my mind, and I have them winning
4 or 5 winnable games. And Raider Nation thought that they are going to win 12 games. So I don't know what to tell them.
I'll gladly